Good evening, race fans. Welcome here to Road America here tonight for the Road America GP. My name is Robert Hill Jr. Joining me tonight is Willie White. William, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking. I'm ready to go road course racing.
Absolutely excited for this one. As you can see on the screen, tonight's track temp 124 degrees Fahrenheit. So a little bit hot out there for these guys. 33 laps, no stages, and 4 sets of tires. 2 drivers still on the racetrack finishing up their laps. Actually, 1 driver remains, and that is Corey Abbott. He's out there just putting the final lap in the books. He will be the final driver to put in a qualifying attempt here.
Will he have enough time though? Only 34 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if he can make it to the line in time.
Well, he is currently in turn number 11, headed for 11A and B up towards the Canada corner. So we'll see if he's got enough time. I don't think he will. No, there's no way he's going to make it around, but that looks like it will just about do it for qualifying here. Chase Cabre on the pole once again. Shocker there, right, Will?
Yeah, I mean, Chase Cabre has shown a lot of speed in practice, was fastest by about half a second, so not a big surprise to see him on the pole after 2 wins in the ARCA series already.
Yeah, he's been really, really strong, and we'll take a look at the starting grid here, point out some of the highlights that we have on this here grid. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the field. On the pole here tonight, Will, it's Chase Cabre alongside of Leighton Norgard, our Cup teammate, starting second. Corey Abbott, Dylan Javier in row number 2. Justin Wadsworth, Caleb Pecumer in row number 3. Jeff Green, Dave Carpenter in row 4, with Gavin Higgins and Frank Fody rounding out the top 10.
The 85 of Carl Simmons, he'll start 11th alongside him. On his left-hand side will be the 62 of Rory Collins. Dustin Dewitt and Mitchell Javier in 13th and 14th will round out all the drivers that set a qualifying lap. Ray Bracey and Josh Osborne will make up row 8. Jess Story and Christopher Paff will be in row 9, with the 24 of Michael Hussack in 19th and the 9 of Jay Connor in 20th.
Rounding out the field here tonight of 26, it's going to be Kendall Noah Player and Tyler Skordensky in row 11. Row 12, Mark Robilas and Connor Thompson, with Dustin Haynes and Robert Smith at the tail. Just a quick note here, Will. A couple of graphical issues here tonight. Seems to be some of the logos don't want to load for us, but that'll be resolved for the next one, so no issues there. Shout out to the folks at pitpassnetwork.com, your sponsor here tonight and your new home for all things motorsports, from news to reviews and interviews. Check out pitpassnetwork.com. And I want to give a shout out as well to John Cutlip. He made some cool cameras for us tonight, including some really, really cool brake cameras that we'll utilize throughout the evening here tonight. We got left and right side brakes. We got a new adjusted gyro cam and a couple of other ones here. We got a roof cam as well, and we're going to go on that roof cam. Actually, we'll go on the gearbox to see the start of this one. That is a cool shot right there. Let's go up in the air and let's go racing here. As you see the field coming up the hill towards the flag stand. Barney the flagman, green flag in hand, and here they come. We are going racing here, Will.
Yeah, Chase Cabre got off to a pretty good launch there. He's already cleared Leighton Norgard. Corey Abbott now on the inside of his teammate, looking to take second place. So not an ideal start for Leighton. The teammates will go side by side through turn 1. And Leighton Norgard off into the dirt. He's going to hold it, but that will give Corey Abbott second place. They're 3 wide for third, temporarily going into turn 3. But Leighton Norgard not with an ideal start there. He'll be down to 5th. Chase Cabre remains in the lead with Corey Abbott in hot pursuit.
Yeah, you can see already these guys trying to find where they belong on the racetrack. We're going to watch these guys go through turn 5 here momentarily. As here they come. Everyone pretty much single file with the exception of a Leighton Norgard. He's out there looking for a position. A couple guys have lost a couple spots as well, including Christopher Paff. He's down 5 positions on the day. Josh Osborne losing a couple as well, but otherwise everyone seems to be a-okay as we see Chase Cabre already pulling away from the Corey Abbott machine. We'll look at the roof cam here on Abbott, watching him try to close that gap on the 39 of Cabre going under the Johnsonville Speedville bridge there here at Road America in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. William White.
Yeah, absolutely. See, Corey Abbott not really letting Chase Cabre get away from him. You know, obviously Cabre showed some incredible speed through practice and in qualifying. But Corey's keeping him honest. He's trying to keep the pressure on, seeing if he can wait out a mistake from Chase, see if he can capitalize and take the lead of this Grand Prix.
We will see what they're able to do as they head for Canada Corner. It continues to be Chase Cabre out front of Corey Abbott. These guys going to work their way now through the Snake and S's up to turn number 13, heading towards the final turn here to try to complete lap number 1. And I gotta say, for the most part, they've done an a-okay job of getting there, as we're going to come around and complete lap number 1. The 39 machine led from the pole. He's going to lead lap number 1 as he heads up the hill and takes control, leading into lap number 2 here. Big mover, by the way, here, Will, so far on lap number 1. 7 positions gained. It's the 24 of Michael Hosick doing a fantastic job. Let's take a look and see what his brakes look like at this point. Still clean and black at this point. No red as of yet, but we'll keep an eye on that throughout the event. See how these brakes heat up throughout as Hostig looks for a pass on Dave Carpenter. Carpenter in the Ronster Raps number 71 machine. He's going to get bodied off the racetrack by the Robilos Photography 24.
Yeah, big move there from Michael Harsack. Obviously, he was up 7 spots, now up 8. He'll be in 11th place now, looking to get back to the top 10 after starting in position number 19. Definitely an impressive start for the Canadian driver.
Absolutely. This is the kind of racetrack that Michael seems to do fairly well. Another driver I gotta point out making his first start of the season. That's going to be the 7th.
Oh, Gavin Higgins is around. Sorry to interrupt you, Robert, but Gavin Higgins off the front of Jeff Green. Seems like they just got together on the exit of turn number 6, I believe that is.
Oh, he lost it actually going into the corner. Slides right in front of Jeff Green. That's going to be, well, wasn't fantastic, but Mitch Havier also went off the racetrack. That one's going to be a racing deal. Watching the 58 of Havier, though, see what happens to him on the Robilos Photography replay machine. He just full sends it into the corner, goes for a slide, and off to the grass he goes.
Yeah, saw Mitch have it in the 58 go off there. Did a decent job of holding it though. Managed to keep it facing honestly in the right direction. Didn't collect anyone else up in that mess. Still running, still chugging along, trying to make those positions back up now. As you see, going through the back straight, maybe looking on a pass from Mike Robilos sooner rather than later as they go into Canada Corner. Down the inside he goes. There he goes. Job done for Mitch Havier, it looks like, in the 58. He's going to be up in position, already trying to claw his way back through.
Oh!
Skordensky in some trouble there.
Skordensky off the racetrack in the 06 machine. Comes back nearly into the side of the Kendall Noah player, number 94, but he's able to gather it back up, continue on. He's going to be in position number 18, but he has a lot of cars in a tight position behind him, looking from his rear view. Just watch these guys close in on him like a pack of hornets. It's Noah Player, Havier, Robilos all behind as Mitch Havier takes a deep pull into the corner. And he's able to continue on just fine. We got to take a look here at Ray Bracey. He just got by Frank Foti to move into position number 8. Now he's going to look to take that spot on Jeff Green in the 38. Jeff Green currently in the 7th position. And Will, we didn't make race picks before this, but who's your pick to get it done here tonight, 3 laps into the 33 lap feature?
I mean, it's hard to overlook Chase Cabre. Obviously, he's shown some incredible speed. But I feel like that'd be somewhat of a boring pick, so I'm going to go one position behind him as they run at the moment. My boss, my team owner, Corey Abbott in the 21 machine, very much keeping that 39 honest. I think one mistake from the 39 and the door is wide open for Corey to have a big shot at the win tonight, so I'm going to go for Corey to take this Grand Prix.
Corey Abbott, always a decent pick. As Kendall Noah player is going to go off the racetrack. Connor Thompson has an issue as well. He's able to gather it up. But let's take a look and see what just happened to Kendall. I wonder if anyone else was involved. I'm seeing a lot of activity on that lap. No, he just pushes it a little wide, gets into the grass as he's trying to go around Skordensky, and he just sends it a little bit too deep into the corner. A couple other guys have to check up, slamming the brakes, going sideways. The 16 of Thompson, as well as the 3 of Dustin Haynes. So a lot of activity there. As you know, you mentioned Corey Abbott. He is closing that gap big time on Chase Cabre right now. So we'll have to watch from the roof cam of the number 21 machine of Corey Abbott. Shout out to Goodyear. They got the blimp up in the air as well. I could see that off the roof of the 21. But my pick to get the win tonight, I'm not going to go with the low-hanging fruit of the 39 machine. I just think it's too easy to do that. I think he's probably the favorite by far to get the victory here tonight. But everyone's off the racetrack in the back doing a little bit of sandcastle building. But I'm going to go with one of the rookies, a driver that looks really good here tonight. Was quick in practice. A couple people were like, whoa, where did this guy come from? I'm going to go with the 57 of Dylan Havier, currently in position number 4. I think he is on his way to having a very solid night here tonight. Unlike Mitch Havier, who has done a little bit of digging in the dirt in the back once again.
Yeah, the 57 Dylan Havier, definitely a solid pick for tonight. Seems like road course racing, definitely a proficiency of his. Also, a quick shout out to the guy in 3rd place right now, Leighton Norgard. We obviously saw him have a little bit of trouble on the start, did some digging in the dirt, as you say, went from 2nd to 5th, but quickly clawed those couple of positions back. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, with Dylan Havier, he is right on the tail of his teammate Corey Abbott and the race leader of Chase Cabre. So Leighton Norgard, definitely someone to keep an eye on as this race progresses. Obviously, we're only on lap 4 of 33, so this is a long one. This is a bit of an endurance race for these guys. So maybe Leighton has something up his sleeve and he could have a shot at the win tonight as well.
Definitely could have a shot. He's been very solid since the start of practice tonight. Came in a little bit late. Mitch Havier doing a bit more digging in the dirt in the back as the leaders head for Canada corner. They're turning right as they head through that Canada corner up towards turn 13. That's those kind of back and forth S's of sorts that they're going through right now. Headed for...
Oh, contact! Mitch Havier in the wall off the right side of Connor Thompson. He's in the key litter. Keeps it going. There's going to be some big right side damage.
See if we can take a look at that one as Carpenter goes off as well. He's able to gather it back up. We'll take a look at the Mitch Havier incident and see what just happened. You mentioned a little bit of contact with Connor Thompson. So Havier does a bit of digging in the dirt, comes back on the racetrack. Thompson on his left. Oh, Havier just looks like he locks it down on braking, snaps to the left, bounces off to the right, and goes into that outside wall. So just unfortunate there. Dave Carpenter, folks, he is heading pit side with some damage on the 71 machine. Right front has seen better days, as we're about to see a battle, I do believe, for 3rd starting to brew, as Dylan Havier seems to be closing the gap a little bit on a Leighton Norgard, and nobody's run away here yet, Will, which is something we usually see at the road courses. Usually we unload and all of a sudden there's somebody that's just opted to pull away a little. Well, not opted to pull away, they just naturally pull away, and we're not seeing that here.
Yeah, these top 4 of Chase Cabre, Corey Abbott, Leighton Norgard, Dylan Havier, they all seem to be kind of under a little blanket. Chase Cabre a little bit further ahead of Corey and Leighton, but obviously 2nd to 4th, right on top of each other, fighting for those last 2 podium positions. Obviously, you've got all the guys in midfield having their own fights as well. So it's definitely entertaining to watch. Hopefully it stays that way for the remainder of the race. But we're definitely not seeing a standard kind of one-man show at the front of the field. Chase Cabre very much being kept honest by the trailing pack.
Absolutely. I want to take another look next time we head for turn number 1, see if we're starting to see a little bit of red on those brakes. I got a feeling that they're starting to heat up just a little bit, not necessarily a ton, because I'm not seeing too much from the outside, but maybe on the inside. We'll see this time as these drivers continue to try to find where they belong on the racetrack towards the rear. We continue to watch at the front of the field where it's Chase Cabre, Corey Abbott, Leighton Norgard, Dylan Havier, and Justin Wadsworth. We haven't talked about these guys yet. Wadsworth and Pecumer, as Kendall Noah Player goes off the racetrack. He's going to gather it back up. Christopher Paff also goes off the track. He's going to get back on the racing surface as well, as we'll ride on the left front here of Cabre and watch as he clamps down on the brakes. Now we're a little bit of pink starting to show, or orange, I guess I should say. So probably another 5 laps or so, and we may be glowing red like Rudolph's nose here, William.
Yeah, obviously as the kind of tires start to degrade a little bit, these Goodyears have a little bit less purchase in them. It means those brakes are going to have to work a little bit harder to get those cars slowed down for the big heavy braking zones, turn 1 and turn 5. Mainly, obviously, we're coming into turn 5 now. Your hardest braking point on the track, you're travelling in excess of 160 miles an hour, and you have to slam it from 4th gear down to 1st. You're going from 160 to about 50 miles per hour through the apex of that corner. So those brakes are going to be working extremely hard, getting super hot. And these guys, it's going to get harder and harder for them to keep the cars under them, under those heavy braking loads.
Absolutely. A couple battles here on the racetrack that we're seeing. It's Frank Fody, Jay Connor, Michael Hosick, and Jess Story all together here. Then a little bit further back is where we find Gavin Higgins and Kyle Simmons. These guys are all from about 9th on back to 14th. So battles all throughout as Tyler Skordensky, he's going to do some landscaping as he rejoins the field. I think his car's seen some better days because he goes right off on the right side after rejoining from driver's left. As we're 6 laps in already, moving at a rather quick pace here tonight, Will. Like you said, it's an endurance, but it's also a sprint for these guys. 33 laps. We're looking at about, what would that be? Just over an hour of race time, Will?
I would make that, yeah, 2.5 minutes per lap, just under.
It's probably about an hour 15.
Yeah, I would say
an hour 15, an hour and a half, yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half, yeah, considering pit stops. And there's the potential for a yellow.
Here we go. Jay Connor taking a dive to the inside of Frank Fody. I believe they're in Canada corner right now. Yes, they are, as they're heading for turn 13. The battle does continue. Somebody just went off the racetrack. I believe it's Josh Osborne. As we watch Jeff Green come through. Looks like Frank Fody not going to win the spot out. He's going to continue to be side by side with Michael Hosick. Some great battles from these drivers. Let's see if we can see this coming from the starter cam. Here they come. Frank Fody did get the position over Michael Hosick, and actually Hosick gonna lose a couple spots there. Gonna get passed by Jess Story, as Story looking to make a move on Frank Fody, not able to do it that time. As we'll take another look at the Bojo cam. Ray Bracey currently running in position number 7, up 8 spots on the day. The second biggest mover after Jay Connor, who has gained 11 spots, currently running in position number 9.
Yeah, we saw that kind of fight between 9th and 12th corner. Fody, Story, and Hossack kind of in Canada corner. They're all under a little blanket, as it were. We see Connor now kind of breaking away, chasing down Jeff Green. We saw Michael Hossack get really loose off the exit of the final turn there, losing out to both Frank Fody and
Kendall Noah Player has a crash here, Will. Just gonna lose it. Gonna lose it. I believe Skordensky also just went off of the racing surface, able to regain control of that machine. Some heavy damage to the right front. Dave Carpenter gonna rejoin. Love to see these guys come back out after experiencing some damage, get the laps in, and continue to push. And speaking of push, this top 4 has absolutely run a blistering pace so far. Dylan Havier, the 4th place car, is more than 5 seconds ahead of 5th place Justin Wadsworth. That is absolutely insane pace at this point.
Yeah, we see these boys in the top 4 putting on a clinic. Say nothing of Chase Cabre, who last lap was nearly a second faster than Corey Abbott. He's turned on the heaters in the last couple of circulations. See Corey Abbott just falling slightly back into the clutches of his teammate Leighton Norgard. Dylan Haver still continuing to put pressure on the both of them for those final 2 podium spots. Wadsworth just trailing behind by half a dozen seconds in position number 5. But these front 4 have really shown these boys how to run the road courses tonight.
Absolutely correct there, Will. Definitely seeing a little bit more color in the brakes on these guys as we ride on board now with a Leighton Norgard. Currently in position number 3. The brakes nearly as bright as his hair at this point. The little bit of a pink flow on top of that. Number 12 driver of a Leighton Norgard as Skordensky. He's going to go off once again, gathers it back up. We're going to ride on board with him as he battles alongside Kendall Noah Player. Some great battles all throughout, even for positions way at the tail of the field. But I think we got to watch this battle brewing for second. Abbott and Norgard. Norgard closing the gap here. Just went through a great spot on the racetrack, which is a good opportunity to gain some track position as they're going to head towards, I believe, the Johnsonville Bridge here shortly. We're about a turn or 2 away from that one as we'll see if Norgard able to make the pass as we continue to ride on board with him. He's trying to set up a clean spot to do it on Corey Abbott. Doesn't want to go high risk when passing his teammate. Will, of course, you don't want to mess up your teammate just to get one spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Leighton Norgard has to be extra careful. He seems to be a little more able to be a little more brave on the brakes in heavy braking zones. But the corners like the carousel and the kink, that's really where Leighton needs to capitalise on exit speed, more so than being brave on the brakes to try and set up a pass on his teammate Corey Abbott. But he didn't get a great exit there. Dylan Havir now on the inside. This your fight for third. Dylan Havir thinks better of it. Leighton Norgard much later on the brakes there. Dylan Havir really couldn't quite answer there, but Leighton Norgard maybe a little too late on the brakes there. We saw him lose some ground to his boss there. Corey Abbott on the exit of Canada Corner gives Corey just a little bit of breathing room, but I'm sure Leighton will try to keep the pressure on as best he can as they come out of turn 14 now to start lap number 9.
Already coming to lap number 9, it's been Chase Cabre from the drop of the flag. He's fresh off a victory last night in the Robilus Photography Grand National Series at Pocono, and looking like he's not ready to slow up whatsoever as he continues to lead the way. We're going to watch the battle as here comes Norgard.
Corey Abbott went way wide on the exit of turn 5. That's going to allow both Havit and Norgard through. Corey Abbott down to 4th place. Just the one mistake those two needed. All of a sudden, Corey Abbott was holding second very solidly, now out of the podium places completely.
Wow.
And he's now trailing by a handful of tenths as he doesn't get a great run onto the straight. Leighton Norgard and Dylan Havir up into P2 and P3 respectively. Corey Abbott now has a mountain to climb to try and get back past those two. As Norgard goes deep into turn 5, Havir might have second place here. Gonna have the inside line for turn 6. See Christopher Paff just off on the right hand side there. Norgard tries to hold it, he can't. His tyres and brakes are going to be very hot. Here comes Abbott. Corey Abbott tries to take back 3rd place.
Wow.
But to no avail. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, not even half a lap, Havir goes from 4th to 2nd. And he's got some clean air to try and see if he has a hope of catching Chase Cabre as they're all in the gravel. Havir, 2 wheels in the gravel. Norgard, 4 wheels in the gravel. Corey Abbott back up to 3rd in the carousel.
What in the world did we just witness here, Will? It's like the world just fell apart for the Abbott Motorsports guys. They were 2nd and 3rd, now back to 3rd and 4th, and losing some ground here to Dylan Havir. As, by the way, Chase Cabre, he has pulled away to nearly a 5-second lead over these drivers.
Yeah, as you see him just exiting Canada Corner now into the final couple of corners of the lap. He is, in the last 3-4 laps, just started pulling away. Absolutely blistering lap times compared to the rest of the top 4, you know, nearly a second faster pretty much every lap. Obviously, Abbott Norgard going off a handful of times in the last lap, not going to help them whatsoever. Dylan Havir, though, might be able to catch them, but it's hard to say. Seems like Chase Cabre is very much on his own now at the front of the field.
Well, Will, let's take a moment to step away. We'll do a lap on board here with Chase Cabre. Here is the sights and sounds of Road America behind the wheel of the 39. And we are back here at Road America. It's the Road America GP here tonight on the Elite Racing Network for the PitPassNetwork.com ARCA series. My name is Robert Hill Jr., William White alongside me here tonight as we see Corey Abbott with an issue.
That's not good.
And he is coming to a stop.
What's happened? I heard him say something over voice chat. I'll have to...
What in the world just happened to Corey Abbott? He has absolutely come to a halt. I see him moving the wheel, trying to get it going.
I think I heard the word shifter.
Look,
I'll have to replay my sim.
We're looking at his in-car. You can see the wheel moving. There he goes. He got it into gear. Oh my gosh. Corey Abbott.
He's got a shifter problem.
He just fell to 12th on the racetrack. That is so devastating for Abbott.
I think his shifter stopped working. I think that's what he was telling the guys about. He told them that he was on the right-hand side, just on the entry of turn 1 to make sure he wasn't in anyone's way. That is heartbreaking for Corey. He was having an incredible run. Championship leader, obviously.
Well, his championship rival, Jeff Green, just went off the racetrack, and he's going to fall back nearly to the Corey Abbott machine.
Actually, very interesting to watch. Obviously, there are points implications. As it stood, Corey was going to get an even bigger jump on Jeff Green in the points, but now, not so much. Corey Abbott really has his back against the wall now if he wants to salvage any big points from tonight.
Our biggest battle currently on the racetrack is Caleb Pecumer and Bojo Ray Bracey. They're battling for position number 5 on the track. Pecumer in 5th. Bracey does want that spot. We're going to ride on board with Ray as he looks to make a move. Pecumer goes a little wide. Lap car going to come as a pick. Oh my gosh.
Josh Osborne manages to get nice out of the way there. The 59 just gets a little squirrely on the brakes there. Obviously the rear tyre starting to fall away from these guys. Ray Bracey really piling on the pressure now in the last lap on Caleb Pecumer, who's running in a brilliant position in P5. Seems like these Lake Norman guys know their way around the road courses. But Ray Bracey, obviously a Truck Series winner at Tsukuba a handful of seasons back. He knows how to run the road courses just as well. That Ford Bronco is not going to be giving Caleb Akuma any breathing room if he can help it.
Definitely not, as Bracey trying to get that spot back. Great battle between these drivers, and this is where we're going to focus for a little bit, as this is the closest battle by far that we currently have on the race course. Let's take a look from the rear view of the Caleb Akuma machine. Bojo, Ray Bracey doing whatever he possibly can to get that spot. What a shot we have right there of Caleb Akuma. He's
right
giving
there.
us the stare down in his headshot. Is Bojo gonna try to close that gap? Let's see what he can do.
Can't quite get there. Caleb Akuma places his car absolutely inch perfectly. That was beautiful defending there from Caleb. Just covered the inside enough such that Bojo Bracey could not get to his inside. Ray definitely looks a little better on the brakes, so Caleb with a beautiful bit of defending there, but he's going to have to keep that act up for quite a while as Ray Bracey gets the inside. Caleb with a little wiggle off the corner. Ray Bracey up into 5th place, but Caleb
Here
Akuma
comes Bakuma
gonna
right
switch
back.
They're side by
Wow.
side into the carousel. Ray Bracey with the inside line, Caleb Akuma on the outside. Ray Bracey just gets there. Caleb Akuma is going to try and hang on the rear bumper, but I think now as they head towards the kink, Ray Bracey up into 5th place. The battle's not done yet, but Ray Bracey seems to be the faster car at the moment. We'll see if he can hold that 5th place. That was a brilliant little battle there.
Phenomenal battle between those drivers as we watch them go back down the back stretch towards Canada Corner. Ray Bracey still has that spot. They're going to work their way through these Snake and S's. Turn 13, headed towards the final turn. I believe Bracey should be able to hold on for the remainder of this particular lap, but you know that Caleb Akuma are going to continue to hound him and charge for every possible spot on this racetrack, as Chase Cabre continues to lead by 8 seconds over Dylan Havier. Leighton Norgard 10 seconds back. 16 is Justin Wadsworth, and 27 seconds back is 5th place Ray Bracey, as Mitch Havier goes off the racetrack once again. He's able to gather it back up. These drivers absolutely blistering pace so far, as Christopher Paff goes off the racetrack. We'll take a look on the instant replay here provided by RobilospHoto.com and see what happened to him. RobilospHoto.com for all your photography needs, as he's just going to overstep and go for a little bit of a ride.
Yeah, we see that 30 car in a little bit of rough shape there. The aerodynamics definitely not on Christopher's side, as that car is going to be increasingly harder to drive. The more that sheet metal gets kind of bent out of place, steering might be a little bit out of whack, running in 22nd place a lap down. But he's keeping it pointed in the right direction. That's what we like to see, obviously. He might not be up at the front, but he's getting those laps in, getting that repetition. It becomes muscle memory eventually, and maybe we'll start seeing Christopher further up the field in these road course races.
Absolutely. You know, it comes with a little bit of learning and development, and that's what this series is. It's a development series to prepare these drivers for the higher levels of Elite Racing League competition. As you know, we're taking a look through the field, not seeing a ton of battles. Closest, I believe, is Jeff Green and Frank Fody. Is Dustin Haynes. He's going to go off the racetrack, gather it back up. But Jeff Green currently holding that 10th spot ahead of Frank Fody. They go through the Johnsonville Bridge, and it smells like sausages down there in that Johnsonville area. Robert Smith off the racetrack. He gathers it back up as well.
Yeah, we saw a little mistake out of Jeff Green there, exiting turn 6. He lost a position there to Michael Harsack in the 24 machine. So he'll be down to 10th place, I believe. Frank Foti now applying some pressure. And obviously, critically, Corey Abbott in 12th place, about 2 seconds a lap faster than Frank Foti, Michael Harsack and Jeff Green in front of him. So obviously the points implication still very much prevalent in the fights that Corey Abbott's about to get himself into as he tries to charge his way back through the pack after shifter problems plagued him earlier in the race, taking him from 4th down to 12th place.
Just unfortunate for sure for that 41, or not the 41, the 21 of Abbott, as Mitch Havier going to take it pit side in his number 58 machine. He's going to get some tires, maybe some damage repair. Had a couple off-track incidents. As we watch a Leighton Norgard here, he's catching up to a lap car. That is Dustin Haynes as Jess Story goes way off the racetrack. He's going to gather it back up and continue on, but we'll see as Norgard tries to navigate his way around Dustin Haynes. How quickly can he get by that machine? The 3 goes wide to allow Norgard to go through. A great move by the lap car to get up and out of the way and not cause too much strain on that 12 of Norgard here. 20 laps to go. We're approaching the halfway point. 13 laps into this.
Seems like tires and brakes getting a little bit more worn now. I see a couple more mistakes coming out of these guys as they start to adapt to the evolution of the track and obviously the wear and tear on their tires. You know, it just gives them less grip over the course of run. It means that they can't quite be as brave on the brakes or quite as brave with their right foot on the exit of these corners. See Jess Story and Jay Connor 7th and 8th on the track right now, heading into the carousel. I think that's our closest fight for the time being, on the outskirts of the top 10.
So we just did a little bit of a comparison, Will, while you were giving us a run through. Chase Cabre, barely any coloring on his brakes so far, looking as if he hasn't even done any laps. Meanwhile, we jump on with Dylan Javier, and his brakes are getting brighter as this goes along. So definitely pushing a little bit harder, where Cabre is actually taking it easy.
Very interesting. I think keeping your brakes cool is kind of one of those things that you don't really think about on a road course race, but obviously your brakes are cooler, they have more performance, so it just means that you're able to slow it down that much more easily. Also puts less strain on your front tires. So I think Cabre might be braking a little bit earlier and with a little bit less pressure. Keeps the brakes nice and cool. It means that his front tires kind of stay nice and gripped up to give him more of that long run pace. I mean, we see a 2:18.4 out of Cabre last time round. That's over a second quicker than Dylan Javier. So keeping his tires and brakes cool is just allow Chase to kind of keep the longevity of that pace. And
we got a pitter.
Alienly consistent.
Corey Abbott taking it pit side in the 21 machine. We're going to try to do something a little bit different here. We're going to try to have a word with him as he pits. Corey Abbott, it's Robert Hill up in the booth. You got a copy, my friend?
I do.
As you're coming to pit road, what happened to make you pull over a little bit earlier?
My shifter came undone.
That is incredibly, incredibly unfortunate. Do you think you got anything for the top 10 here?
I think we got a chance at a top 10. Anything beyond that, I think, would be pushing my... would be quite a stretch.
All right, best of luck, Corey. We'll talk to you a little bit later.
Thanks, guys.
That is Corey Abbott, our first green flag interview on the Pit Pass Network ARCA series. Kind of cheated a little bit because he was on pit road, but Gavin Higgins, Christopher Paff also on pit road. Oof. Look at the front end of that Christopher Paff machine, Will. It has seen better days as Javier nearly loses it. Dylan Javier. Dylan Javier, he is absolutely slideways every corner right now. I would not be shocked if he comes down pit road, as he is losing time and losing lots of grip here. He is not coming down pit road. Going to keep it on the track.
His engine screaming there. I don't know if that's on my end, but it seemed like coming up the hill, his engine was making some strange noises.
Robert Smith comes to a stop. He's going to gather it back up.
Yeah. Dylan Javier. Okay, I think that's on my end. His engine's screaming.
Will, he is absolutely loose right now. Watching him from his onboard, he is working those hands incredibly as we have a couple more pitters. Jess Story and Jay Connor going to come down pit road together here. They're going to pit from 7th and 8th on the racetrack. Two drivers from inside the top 10 going to take it pit side, and that's going to move Rory Collins into the top 10 here, potentially. He's working his way towards Canada corner right now, so it actually might be a little bit tight, but Good run by the 62 of Collins.
Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've mentioned Rory Collins all race thus far, but obviously started 12th, running 14th as of the conclusion of the previous lap. Obviously, that'll update as he crosses the line. But he's been very quietly consistent. He's not running quite the blistering pace of a Chase Cabre or a Dylan Havier. But that 62 car looks squeaky clean. He's not made a single mistake out there. And has just capitalised on the misfortune and the mistakes of others to get himself into a very decent position. Now runs 12th as he crosses the line just in front of Corey Abbott. Corey Abbott did discuss earlier the potential power of the undercut. Obviously, he pitted at the conclusion of lap 14, so very much before the halfway point of the race. So I think when we saw Jeff Story and Jay Connor come in, I think that was in reaction to the strategy call by Corey Abbott there.
Ooh, we got another battle.
If he can get a couple positions back.
Gavin Higgins, Kendall Noah player. Is Higgins going to clear? Sorry, Will?
No, I was saying that obviously the undercut seems to have a decent amount of power here. If Corey Abbott is on the right strategy here, he could make up a lot of
from the
position.
lead. Chase Cabre coming down pit road. He's going to come down, as will a Leighton Norgard, and he's pulling another car with him. It's Justin Wadsworth going to come down as well. That means Dylan Havier going to go for the overcut and stay out on the racetrack. We'll see if it pays off here, but Chase Cabre coming to pit road, as well as second place a Leighton, or third place a Leighton Norgard, fourth place Justin Wadsworth, fifth place Ray Bracey, as well as Caleb Pecumers. We're looking at their pit boxes. They're not in them yet, cameraman. But here comes Bracey, here comes Pecumer, Hosick, Green. I would expect Frank Fode's going to stay out. Dustin Haynes going to come down pit road. Chase Cabre does exit pit road. Great stop by him as he's going to rejoin. Frank Fode's going to stay out for now. We'll see if Javier is able to pull away enough to create some sort of a gap. He's currently 25 seconds ahead of the Chase Cabre machine. We'll wait for him to come down pit road, which I'd expect to be this time. And, well, I think Chase is going to regain the lead right away.
Definitely. 14.4 second stop there for Chase Cabre. Very solid there from the 39 crew. Seems to be one of the fastest stops we've seen all night long. Dylan Havoc currently in the lead on the road, but I imagine Chase Cabre will re-inherit that when Dylan Havoc pits this time by. I mean, the 57 just looks incredibly loose, incredibly squirrely. Those Goodyears must be piping hot. The rear tyres are on fire on that 57. He can barely keep the car under him. Saw 2:23.6 last time by. Very much suboptimal pace there from the 57. Not quite where he needs to be.
Car stopped on the back straight as Dylan Havier goes by. Yeah, like you mentioned, not the... Oh, is Havier going to ride off in Canada corner? He's definitely got to come down here, right, Will?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is damage limitation at this point. If he stays out any longer, the gap between him and Cabre will only get bigger. So I think... Oh! He just saves it.
I think the risk versus reward right now is definitely on the side of risk. And he's going to come down pit road. He's driving it hard up that hill towards pit road. And as Dylan Havier comes down to complete our pit cycle, we are going to take our commercial break. We'll be back in about 2 minutes' time to take you to the conclusion of the Road America GP. Don't go anywhere. It's pitpassnetwork.com on the Elite Racing Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
We are back here. It's the Road America GP, watching our race leader, Chase Cabre, out front of a Leighton Norgard by almost 20 seconds now. Norgard was able to jump Dylan Havier as Havier went for a bit of an off strategy. Speaking of off, Norgard goes off the racetrack.
Yeah, not ideal for a Leighton, but I think he just hangs on to it. No harm, no foul.
Dustin Haynes going off the track. He might be stuck. Oh, man. I don't know what's going on with him. He's struggling right now. Is he going in the right direction? Yes, he is. Okay.
Thankfully. He looped on the apex of turn 6, and I think his Goodyears has got a little hotter than he might have anticipated. Tried to put his right foot down and end up spinning on him again. So not ideal for Dustin Haynes, who's currently running P20, 1 lap down, but he is still facing the right direction. He's still going.
Absolutely. As we watch a 3-car battle here, it's Jay Connor ahead of Jess Story and Caleb Pecumer. That's 6th, 7th, and 8th on the racetrack. All of them relatively close together, as Pecumer going to make a dive towards the rear end of the Jess Story machine. Not quite able to get there as of yet. As we jump on the roof cam of the Pecumer machine, you could see Story and Connor just ahead, and Pecumer looking to write a new chapter in this storybook as he wants to work his way up to the 7th and 6th positions. Dylan Havier just had a major off-track moment right there, Will, as we jump back up towards the front. That's so unfortunate. Christopher Paff has a wreck himself. He's off the racetrack. Justin Wadsworth closing that gap big time on Dylan Havier, though, Will.
Yeah, it seems like Dylan Havier is just making a couple of mistakes that, you know, very much unforced errors there. Justin Wadsworth started 5th. Very much kept quiet as the top 4 broke away in the first part of the race. Now smells a drop of blood from the Havier machine, kind of like a shark. And I think a podium is up for the taking for Justin Wadsworth tonight.
As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he should be okay. I do want to point out one driver that's re-entered the top 10 now. That is Corey Abbott. He's worked his way back to the 10th position, just behind Michael Hosick, who's quite a bit away from Pecumer, Story, and Connor. But back in the top 10 is definitely a positive for Corey Abbott after early technical difficulties leading to some shifter issues on board that 21 machine. As we watch Dylan Havier now, he has the 16 of Connor Thompson just ahead of him. He just had an off-track moment, but you know what? Let's take a ride through the field and point out where your favorite driver is running today. Your leader, Chase Cabre, in the number 39 machine. He has dominated this afternoon. He is out front by 19.5 seconds over a Leighton Norgard. Driver that started second, has run second most of the evening, and now continues to be in P2. Dylan Havier back there in 3rd, going by the lap car Connor Thompson. He's holding on to that 3rd spot. It's Justin Wadsworth in 4th in the number 6 machine. In 5th is Bojo Bracey. Ray in position number 5. He's up 10 spots on the day. Great run by him. He's just ahead of Jay Connor in the 9 car. That's our biggest mover, up 14 positions to position number 6. Jess Story just behind, and he's in a battle with Caleb Pecumer in the 59 machine. Michael Hosick in 9th. Corey Abbott rounds out the top 10. Then it's Jeff Green, 11th. Rory Collins in 12th. Gavin Higgins, 13th as he goes off the racetrack. Frank Fody, 14th currently, ahead of Mark Robilas, who's in 15th. Great run by him, up 8 spots. Dustin Duer in 16th. Kyle Simmons, 17th. Kendall Noah Player in 18th, and it's Connor Thompson, 19th. Dustin Haynes, 20th. Robert Smith, 21st, as he is currently off the track. Mitch Avier, 22nd. Christopher Paff in 23rd. Dave Carpenter, 24th. Then it's Josh Osborne and Tyler Skordensky out of the race in 25th and 26th, respectively. As we're going to jump back to the battle behind Jess Story, it's Caleb Pecumer, Michael Hosick, all these drivers all together on the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing this battle really starting to brew up. The 59 car looks fast. I think he wants to dispatch of the 29 and the 9 as quickly as possible. Hosick and Abbott not far behind in 9th and 10th respectively. I think Corey Abbott, though, definitely the one to watch. I think 6th place is definitely kind of on his radar. There'll be 13 laps to go when he crosses the line. There's definitely room, you know.
Wow.
He's only 5.5 seconds.
We're 3 wide,
roughly.
Will. 3 wide in contact. Wow, these drivers are all over the place. Oh my gosh.
Wow, they held it. Hosick now to the inside of Jay Connor, not quite. Jay Connor, though, loses out on 2 spots. Jess Story and Pecumer both getting past.
That
Pecumer
was
might be looking on move for
insanity.
Story. And yet they held it. Jess Story in the middle of the racetrack trying to cover off the inside line.
Let's take another look at this.
Turn 1.
Oh my gosh. They just all go sideways, end up 3 wide. Jess Story bodies his way through and ends up in position number 6.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Story and Pecumer very much slithering their way through. See if Pecumer can get a good exit here. He'll be in the slipstream of the 29 car. I don't know if he's quite close enough to be able to make a move going into the braking zone for turn number 5. We'll have to see how brave Caleb Pecumer really is.
Couple drivers to pit road, Robert Smith and Rory Collins. As look who's just joined that battle we've been talking about. Corey Abbott has now caught the tail end of Michael Hosick. So now it's Jess Story in 6th, Caleb Pecumer 7th, Jay Connor 8th, Michael Hosick 9th, and Corey Abbott in 10th all together.
So Jess Story just kick up a little bit of dirt there on the exit of turn 6 as they came under the Corvette bridge. Jay Connor, though, still planning on the pressure after losing 2 spots. He is not giving this up, but after the 3 wide insanity that we saw just after the Canada corner, this is now a 5-car battle for 6th place on the racetrack. We see Caleb Pecumer putting on the pressure as Jess Story leads this train for the time being.
This is phenomenal racing outside the top 5, and this just shows every position means something to these guys. They are willing to push it as hard as absolutely necessary to gain each and every spot. As Hosick tries to close the gap on Connor, he's going to be all over the rear end of that machine. Abbott's going to be all over the rear end of his machine as these 5 cars absolutely duking it out here for position. Kendall Noah Player goes off the racetrack in the rear. We're able to continue on, though, as Jess Story will ride up the hill with him. He's currently got that 6th spot. Caleb Pecumer wants it. We'll see if he's able to get the draft towards the end of the straightaway. Maybe set himself up for a dive. Don't think he's able to do it as we watch Jay Connor, Michael Hosick, Corey Abbott, and even Jeff Green in a bit of a distance behind these guys, but everybody duking it out. 12 laps to go here at Road America, and this has been one heck of a race.
Absolutely. These guys, even from 6th to 10th, they're fighting hammer and tongs for every position. Every point counts for all of these guys. Say nothing of championship leader Corey Abbott. Crucially gets ahead of Jeff Green after his mishap earlier in the race, 10th and 11th, those guys are respectively. But he can see P6 in the distance there.
Well, P6 is side by side. Pecumer and Story. Is Story going to get the spot over Pecumer? He was trying. They were door to door right there. What a race. What a battle we're having with these drivers. They are absolutely putting on a show for us. This is the only battle we currently have on this racetrack. These 5 drivers all together as Mitch Javier has another off-track moment. Road America, I can definitely expect to receive an invoice from him as he's going to be looking for some landscaping fees. 11 to go as Chase Cabre crosses the line, 20 seconds ahead of a Leighton Norgard, 25 ahead of Mitch Javier, or sorry, Dylan Javier, as Wadsworth, Bracey, Story, Pecumer, Connor, Hossack, and Abbott all rounding out that top 10. Great runs by these drivers as we'll continue to watch this battle between Story and Pecumer.
Pecumer very close to the 309 car. Is he brave enough to go for a big move into Canada corner? Thinks better of it this time around. But we've still got 10 or 11 laps to go, so definitely something that Pecumer's considering is how brave will he be as the lap counter ticks down. The time that he has to make a move gets lesser and lesser. CJ Connor going off there in the number 9 car. He's going to lose 2 spots to Hossack and Abbott. He's down to 10th after a little excursion into the grass there. Corey Abbott up into 9th. Michael Hossack up into 8th. The battle for 6th, though, continues to heat up. Caleb Pecumer not giving Jess Story any breathing room. Pecumer to the outside.
Contact!
Slight bit of door-to-door contact. Pecumer.
He's off the racetrack.
Hossack gets through.
Here comes Abbott.
Abbott
Oh
gets
my
through.
gosh.
Pecumer down to 9th.
Major implications. Chase Cabre
Chase
has...
Cabre's off.
Oh my gosh.
He's out.
He's gone.
He's...
Oh my gosh, Will.
Can we confirm that's a connection issue? He's not reappeared for me. Nothing's appeared in the iRacing feed
He is
yet.
showing us out on my screen. I believe he has fallen out of the server.
I'm sure we'll get confirmation from the simulator in a minute.
Wow, this changes a lot as Leighton Norgard leads by 4.5 seconds now.
All of a sudden, a win that seems
Oh my god, and someone's blowing up ahead of Leighton Norgard.
That's Christopher Paff.
Christopher Paff
my
went pow.
word.
Oh my gosh.
A win that
What
seemed completely out of the question for a Leighton Norgard, having been over 20 seconds behind the 39 car. All of a sudden, it's been handed to him on a silver plate. He just needs to keep this on the black stuff.
What
and he's
in the
gonna win.
world?
It's official. Chase Cabre connection dropped due to upload packet loss. He is out of his Road America Grand Prix after leading every single lap.
Wow. And this battle that we were watching, Jess Story now into 5th, and it's Corey Abbott in 6th now ahead of Michael Hossack, Caleb Pecumer, Jay Connor, and Hefe, Verde, Jeff Green. Oh my
To the inside
gosh.
of Hossack into Canada corner. Could he get the move done? Hossack will remain on the left-hand side of that 59 car. Caleb
Hossack, being the Canadian,
gets the
should
move
own
done.
this corner, but Pecumer able to get on by. I cannot believe what just happened here.
That is
Wow.
heartbreaking for Chase Cabre.
Wow.
I mean, it might not be the prettiest win or the most dominant win of a
Oh,
Leighton
it's not
Norgard's
over
career.
yet. It is not over
It's
yet.
not over.
There's still
It's
a lot
definitely
of
not.
racing to go here, Will. I can't even put Norgard and win in the same... Well, I just did, but I can't do it a second time because you don't know what can happen here. Still 10 laps to go. That is a lot of time on this racetrack. About 25 minutes of racing still to come for a Leighton Norgard as he leads by almost 6 seconds over Dylan Javier. Justin Wadsworth in 3rd. He's 16 seconds back, and that 16 seconds is the gap he's got over Ray Bracey as well. Bracey in 4th, Story in 5th, Abbott 6th, Pecumer 7th, Hossack Connor and Green as we're looking for another close battle on the racetrack, and well, we got one. It is this battle continuing between Hossack and Connor for position number 8.
Yeah, Jay Connor obviously made his mistake just a lap ago roughly in the final corner that let Hossack and Abbott get by initially, but Connor not giving up. Obviously Hossack still trying to keep pressure on Caleb Bakuma. All the while Corey Abbott, Jeff Story making a little bit of a two-car breakaway at the front of that specific pack for 5th and 6th. Corey Abbott said that anything beyond squeaking into the top 10 would be a stretch. He's looking at a potential top 5 with some misfortune for guys ahead of him. Obviously he's still showing some blistering pace to capitalise on that. We'll see how long Jeff Story can hold on to that P5 for the time being.
As we ride on board here with Corey Abbott, you see the 29 of Jeff Story not too far ahead. We'll see if this battle is able to conclude with a pass for position, as Abbott looking to gain everything he possibly can over that 29 of Jess Story here, and he's gonna close that gap big time on the rear end of the Storybook, man. Jess Story goes a little bit to the left as Abbott tries to close it on the right side. Not able to do it yet, but they're going up the hill together. Frank Fody has himself a crash with his teammate Mitch Javier.
Wow. Big inter-team drama at Lake Norman Motorsports. But we stay fixated on the battle for 5th. Jess Story and Corey Abbott side by side into turn 1. Jess Story covers the inside.
Contact.
Switch back.
Whoa, Corey!
Corey spins it.
Oh my word. Is this a short track or is this a road course right here? Holy hell, we've seen some great actions. Oh my gosh.
Jeff Green goes by.
Hossack looking to make the pass on Pecumer. They're going to be side by side.
They are side by side, neck and neck, into the biggest braking zone on the track. Who dares blink last? Into turn 5. It's Caleb Pecumer by a long shot. Has he gone too brave there? Can that 59 car stick? He does. Caleb Pecumer. It was brave and it was brilliant. Manages to get ahead of Michael Hossack there. Jay Connor in hot pursuit of both those machines. See if he can capitalise on those two scrapping. But Caleb Pecumer up a spot now into P6, I believe that is, with Corey Abbott spin.
Yeah, Pecumer up to 6th now. Just trying to chase down Jess Story. Again, Story has a bit of a gap. Pecumer has nothing as Hossack and Connor just behind him. Then it's a gap back to Jeff Green. Another gap back to Corey Abbott as we're going to take another look at the brakes here. This time on the number 12 machine of a Leighton Norgard. He's working his way past the start-finish line down towards turn number 1. We'll see how much they glow this time as he's going to hit those brakes. Not so much, honestly. Not a ton of brakes being used there into turn number 1, so it seems to be flowing rather nicely as Corey Abbott. The mistakes continue here tonight, Will. He goes off the racetrack once again, able to gather it back up. I think frustration setting in for the driver of the number 21 machine here tonight.
I would definitely say so, between the shifter problems and a
Jess Story nearly loses it.
Wow. Let's see, Hossack and Pecumer now side by side. I think Pecumer didn't get a very good exit off of the final corner. Pecumer and Hossack can now right by the pit wall. Pecumer just pulls ahead, but Hossack will be in the slipstream. We'll see if he can do anything into turn 1. Is he brave enough to make a bit of a dive bomb? Not quite this time, but Hossack right on the back of the number 59. Might Size Sports Chevrolet. We'll see if Hossack can get the good exit out of turn 3. See if he can make a move happen into turn number 5, the biggest braking zone on the circuit. See, Pecumer misses the apex a little bit. It is now advantage Hossack as he is in the slipstream of the 59 once again. He's right on the back bumper of that car.
You would think we're at Daytona once again as Hossack looks like he's trying to put the bumper to the rear end of that 59 machine. He's going to back it up a little bit. Set up for another deep throw into the corner. Nearly contact once again from that 24 machine. He is absolutely cooking right now. Trying to get up there as Dylan Javier goes off the racetrack. He gathers it back up as well. 4.7 seconds the gap between first and second here as Leighton Norgard exits Canada corner. He's going to head up towards the final turn and come to 7 laps to go here in the Road America GP. It's Norgard, Xavier, and Wadsworth the top 3. Then it's Bracey, Story the top 5 as Story goes by lap car Dustin Haynes. The battle continues between Pecumer and Hosick, 6th and 7th. Then it's Connor, Green, and Abbott rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, like you mentioned, just 7 laps to go now. But that is still about 15, 16 minutes of racing as we just passed the hour elapsed mark as Leighton Norgard crossed the line there to begin lap number 27. Obviously, it's not over yet. A lot can happen. The lead has very much been gifted to Leighton Norgard on a silver platter due to the misfortune that befell Chase Cabre. But obviously, you have to be there to capitalise. He ran second all day long. He was fast enough to take advantage of Cabre's internet issues. And while if he can hold on, it won't be the prettiest win of his career, but it's one that I'm sure he'll take with a smile on his face, considering the context of points and the fact that he hasn't won in the best part of a calendar year. His last win came at Homestead in the Truck Series in 2023A. He gets a little bit of a mistake there into turn 6. Just gets a little bit squirrely. Doesn't want to do
he
that
makes
too many
a slight
times.
mistake, but so does Dylan Xavier. But that gap is shrinking now. 3.6 seconds for Leighton Norgard ahead of Dylan Xavier. Anything can still happen here, Will. Bojo Bracey had himself an off track. Spent about 5 seconds off in the dirt. That's going to allow Jess Story to start thinking about writing a chapter here with Ray Bracey. They're separated by about 8 seconds on the racetrack. Wow, less than 3 seconds now. Norgard ahead of Xavier. Xavier absolutely sending it down the back straightaway.
That's definitely going to be a 1x hole 4 times into the grass there for Dylan Xavier. He is given 110%.
He's about to
He
punch
sings
the
at
passport and
Norgard.
take a full send into Canada corner.
He
Wow.
definitely sniffs a bit of vulnerability there from the Tanks.gg number 12 machine. Leighton Norgard with just a little mistake. See how it breaks himself or he dips a wheel in the kitty litter. It's just those little mistakes that'll accumulate big time, and Dylan Xavier will be all in his mirror before he knows it. As Leighton crosses the line, it'll be 6 laps to go, but we've seen all that's happened in just 1 lap. Imagine what can happen in 6. Leighton Norgard in the lead for the time being. The gap at the line, 3.5 seconds. Dylan Xavier definitely sniffs a potential victory.
We're going to ride on board here with Dylan Xavier, see what he can do this lap to potentially close the gap on Leighton Norgard. As of right now, 3.5 seconds. We'll see when they get to the line what the gap is, but Leighton seems to be getting a little bit bigger in the windshield of this number 57 machine. You can see some major looseness on that 57. He is working that steering wheel absolutely incredibly right now. What a drive by both of these guys up in the top 2 right now. Xavier gonna try to take a deep dive in the hard braking point. We'll see what he can do. Heading for the Corvette bridge. Is he gonna close that gap? No, it's actually gonna stretch now. 4 seconds separating these drivers. I believe Xavier a little bit stronger in the final few sectors of this racetrack, as was evident last time by, but Norgard stronger in the first few. Norgard right there, you can see him like a big old bug on the window as he goes under the Johnsonville Speedville Bridge. Are they going to be able to get close together here? They're going to come to 5 to go this time by, as Xavier going to need a huge run down the back straightaway here very shortly. William White, as these drivers looking for every inch on the racetrack. Norgard going to catch a lap car. Will it come into play? Will this be Dylan Xavier's opportunity to close that gap to about 2 seconds once again? We'll see as he's heading down the back straightaway towards Canada corner and coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, Leighton Norgard coming to lap number 99 and Mark Robalis. He has not caught him in a good part of the track. Very technical, very twisty turny. Not a great opportunity for Robalis to get out of the way of Leighton Norgard. You would imagine Robalis would peel off and make Norgard's life a little easier down the front stretch. There they go.
Gap at the line, 3.1 seconds. Is Norgard gonna go by Mark Robilas? But, Will, I don't know if you saw it when they were coming up the uphill portion. There is 2 or 3 more lap cars to come into play over the next couple of moments. This is where it could get a little interesting.
Yeah, I think both Leighton and Dylan's fates could each be decided by where they catch these lap cars. We saw Leighton catch Mark Robilas in a very twisty technical part of the track.
Battle for 5th. Here comes Bakumer.
Bakumer still looking for his first career top 5. He's right on the rear bumper of Chess Story. They never get around the 71 Volkswagen Sirocco of Dave Carpenter, who now goes 3 laps down. So not a good day for David Carpenter, but he's keeping it on the racetrack, which is the most important thing, is to see Bakumer still piling on the pressure on the 3YTV 29 of Jess Story. But Bakumer with a little bit of a mistake. We'll see if Connor can capitalise. He's right on the back bumper. No moves into turn 3. Jess Story seems to have a fairly decent hold on P5 for the minute.
Looking back up front, still 3.2 seconds separating Norgard and Javier at this point. So Leighton Norgard just needs to make sure, yes, he continues pace, but also needs to keep this car on the racetrack. If he can do that, I think he's got a good shot of closing this one out. But one thing to keep in mind here, the next car to go a lap down, Will, the Lake Norman Motorsports 41 of Frank Foti, teammates to Dylan Javier.
Absolutely. I think it's no secret that the teammates will try and work together to slow that number 12 down. I don't know if there's many team orders from the boss Tyler Foti in the voice chat right now, but Frank Foti is likely to want to hold up a Leighton Norgard as much as he can in the best interest of his teammate Dylan Javier. Leighton has to make sure that he can clear that 41 as fast as he can and make sure that even if the 41 does hold him up, it doesn't get in his head. The number one priority for Leighton is to keep that car on the racetrack, because he knows that he can be consistent, he can be fast. He ekes out that gap by over half a second to have it that time by with a 2:18.9, a very clean, smooth, quick lap from Norgard. We saw no mistakes from him that time by. So with just 4 laps to go, I think he has to maximise everything he can from now to the checkered flag to ensure that he can take the win tonight.
Just taking a look at the lap times over the last couple of laps. This time, it was about 0.4 of a second slower for Dylan Javier, like you mentioned. But each of the 4 laps previous were quicker for Javier, including one where he was 1.4 seconds faster than a Leighton Norgard. If he can replicate that a couple of times, this could be a lot tighter than we're seeing right now. But a Leighton Norgard closing that gap now on Franklin Foti, the Franklin Flyer. Frank up here just ahead of a Leighton Norgard. Will the 41 come into play? That's the big question mark right here as they head under the Speedville Bridge. Brought to you by Johnsonville here tonight. Riding on board the roof cam of a Leighton Norgard. He's 4.2 seconds ahead of Dylan Javier. He's going to take it absolutely easy here. Keep it on the track. See what he can do to quickly get by the Frank Foti machine here momentarily as we head down the back straightaway headed towards Canada Corner. Once again, we're going to be facing 3 to go this time by Will. And for those of you that love following the biggest mover of the day, well, that is Jake Connor up 13 positions to position number 7. Just behind him is Jess Story in 5th. He's up 12 spots. And Ray Bracey and Michael Hossack both up 11 positions apiece as we continue to ride on board here with the Leighton Norgard. He's maintaining that 4-second gap, and I believe he's going to catch Frank in a rather good spot here on the front straightaway. Foti moves over to the right side, allowing Norgard, well, wasn't able to get there as of yet, but we'll see if potentially an early break from Foti to allow Norgard to slide on by, or will he come into play into turn number 1? Only time will tell as we head for turn 1. Fody gonna stay in the racing line.
Yeah, I think Leighton Orgard actually benefited from having the slipstream there.
Absolutely.
From Frank Fody. I think the 41 might have to concede down the straight here. Well, he doesn't have to. It's stock car racing. This isn't Formula 1. The blue flag means nothing. You can fight for that position all you want, but we'll see what the 41 does here into the biggest braking zone on the circuit. Will Norgard try and pull a choice move? He looks to the inside of Frank Fody. Frank Fody, though, holding position ahead of Leighton Norgard. Dylan Hayvier will be loving every second of that as it just slows Norgard's progress just a little bit with only 3 laps to go. Everything that Dylan Hayvier can take matters.
As we continue to ride on board here with the Leighton Norgard, he is looking for every opportunity to get by the 41 of Frank Fody. Is he going to get it this time? I believe he will. As he's going to go by Frank. Oh, I thought Frank was losing it off the exit there. Our camera was giving us some questionable angles right there. I thought that was going to be very, very bad. As this time by, while currently the gap 3.8 seconds, we're coming around. I can hear the freezer opening now. Will Popsicle Sticks about to be in the air. 2 to go this time for your race leader, a Leighton Norgard, 3.7 seconds ahead of Dylan Hayvier, and they got about 23 seconds on back to Justin Wadsworth. So really, it's between these guys right now, by far.
Yeah, I think in the last handful of laps, Leighton Norgard really shown his maturity on the racetrack. Obviously, he had those couple of mistakes that had Dylan Hayvier maybe licking his lips just a little bit, but you know, in the last 3-4 laps, Leighton Norgard just eked out that gap with some brilliant consistency, not really making any major mistakes. He got held up a little bit by Frank Fody, but it was important that Leighton didn't drive in over his head as he comes to the line now. 2 laps to go. He's been essentially gifted the lead, but he's not squandered that gift by any means. He has maximised what has been given to him. And as it stands at the moment with a 4-second gap to Dylan Hayvier, I think a Leighton Norgard, provided he keeps it on the black stuff, will be home set for his 2nd career win in the Elite Racing League.
Yeah, do we have a date on that last victory coming at Homestead, Will?
I could certainly have a look very quickly. Have a look on Sim Racer Hub, I think that's...
Because if it was 23A, we could be looking at over a year gap.
It was early in the season as well. That I do know.
You know, the battling continues somewhat here between Caleb Pecumer and Jay Connor as they head for turn number 1. Pecumer holding 6th, Connor in 7th. They're trying to chase down Jess Story. This is a battle that's gone on for a long time here today. These guys not giving up an inch whatsoever as we're going to face the white flag this time by to indicate 1 to go. And a Leighton Norgard leads by nearly 5.5 seconds now.
Yeah, I can confirm the Memory Lanes 200 at Homestead in the 2023A Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series, March 19th. 2023 was the last time a Leighton Norgard saw the checkered flag first. It was his first win and only win so far in the Elite Racing League.
So about 11 months.
It's been 11 long months for the man in purple to take that 2nd win in Elite. He's come close so many times to that 2nd win. After coming close so many times to that 1st win, the opportunities have been plentiful, the luck a little bit few and far between, especially for this season. Norgard definitely has not had lady luck on his side. But with 1 lap to go, I think Elite win number 2 looks ever more possible.
White flag displayed. Well, 1 lap to go for the driver of the number 12, a Leighton Norgard, the Tanks.GG machine, driving for Abbott Motorsports, looking for his first career Pit Pass Network ARCA Series victory here this evening. Second victory in the Elite Racing League. He leads by over 7 seconds over Dylan Javier, who's had a phenomenal day here today. Probably the best effort we've seen out of that driver in the Elite Racing League across every series that he participates in. But we will keep our eyes now on a Leighton Norgard as he is headed towards victory down to the hard braking zone. Gonna head up to the Corvette Bridge for the final time. A Leighton Norgard well on his way. Just keep it on the racetrack, keep that foot moving, and we will head towards victory lane in about a half a lap or so for a Leighton Norgard as he works his way down to turn number 8. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's going to catch up to the lap car, Dustin Haynes, and Haynes will most likely just move out of his way, concede the position as Norgard works through the Johnsonville Bridge. We're coming to victory once again here, William White, and it's going to be our teammate, a Leighton Norgard, looking like he's on his way to shaking that checkers.
Well, the Abbott Motorsports boys have had a pretty, I would say, historic season in the Pit Pass Network ARCA Series this season. They took that incredible 1-2-3 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They had the 1-2 at Legacy Phoenix, and now a Leighton Norgard will be taking his first win of the season at Road America. He's currently 4th in points. He'll definitely be eating into the points gap from the leaders as he comes through turns 13A and B for the final time into turns 14. It looks like a Leighton Norgard is going to take a second career win, first in the Pit Pass Network ARCA Series.
Here he comes up the hill for the final time. Barney the Flagman has the checkered flag in hand, and he's going to wave it for a Leighton Norgard, winner of the Road America GP. Great drive by a Leighton. Absolutely phenomenal here today. Obviously, might have been a different story. Likely would have been had Chase Cabre not fallen out of the server. Unfortunate for him, but you take a win any way you can possibly get it, and a Leighton Norgard just got it. He's going to celebrate. We'll talk to him very shortly as the rest of the field finishes up. Dylan Javier crosses the line second. Justin Wadsworth rounds out the podium. Here comes Bojo. Ray Bracey going to come home in 4th as Jess Story. Looks like he's going to round out the top 5 as Pecumer gonna hold off Jay Connor as they head up the hill for the final time here tonight. It's gonna be Pecumer in 6th, Connor 7th, Michael Hosick in 8th. Here comes Jeff Green to come home in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 will be Corey Abbott. We're gonna step away real quick here, Will. When we come back, we're gonna talk to this man, the pink-haired warrior, a Leighton Norgard, your winner here at Road America. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Road America, just wrapping up the Road America GP, and your winner tonight is a Leighton Norgard, but now standing by with William White is our third place finisher, Justin Wadsworth.
Justin Wadsworth, P3, it's William in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Obviously, congratulations on the podium. With so much drama and misfortune seemingly befalling a lot of other drivers around you tonight, how would you kind of summarize your approach that you had to your race? Obviously, very much a quiet one for you coming on third.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to have a quiet one tonight. I felt like I was sort of on an island, wasn't really fast enough to catch Dylan, Leighton, or obviously Chase, and then I was kind of pulling away from the guys behind me. But yeah, it was a good finish. I don't know if I would have got up there weren't for the issues for the guys ahead of me, but we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, this is the one road course on the calendar for this ARCA season. Does that kind of change how you prepare or practice for a race at all? Obviously, it's different from any kind of oval or dirt track that we'd conventionally go to for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, and usually I do pretty good at road courses. I do like running them. I actually was really busy this weekend, so I didn't get any practice other than the hour before the race tonight. But yeah, happy to come on with third.
That's good. Well, any shout outs you want to give or sponsors you want to thank for this third place tonight?
No sponsors to thank quite yet, but just shout out to my dad as usual. He kind of crew chiefs for me, and he was especially nice to have around tonight with someone to talk to, because it was, I don't want to say a boring race, but a little lonely out there tonight.
Fair enough, man. Well, congratulations again, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
That is your third place finisher, Justin Wadsworth, and now standing by is Dylan Havier. Well, he'll be standing by in a second. Dylan, it's Robert up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yeah.
Fantastic run by you tonight, coming home in second. What more did you need to get up there and pass a Leighton Norgard to take that victory?
The whole time I was just trying to manage my tires. After I pit the first time, I think I was a little too reckless in the beginning. But I was catching up to him, and then I just didn't have any more in me. So, congrats to him.
Now, you seem to be a really strong road racer. Is this your background and what you've done in the past?
Mainly, I'm actually new to iRacing. I usually just ran on Assetto Corsa, just driving on like highways and stuff, and car control, I guess. But yeah, this is all fairly new to me. I did grow up playing Gran Turismo back in the day, so.
Well, it definitely shows that you do have a bit of experience doing this, maybe on another platform, like you said, ACC, Gran Turismo, whatever it may be. I got to ask you, though, I ask your teammates this anytime we talk to them, what does Tyler Fody offer you as a past champion in Elite? What sort of motivation or tips can he offer you to help get you to that next level?
Yeah, so he's definitely an inspiration to me. I'm glad that he lets me race for him. He definitely helped me through that race quite a bit, telling me all sorts of things about what I should be doing. Basically every race he's helped me get faster and better and learn. So I really want to thank him a lot.
Well, it definitely shows that some of his skill definitely rubbing off on you here, Dylan. Before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give, sponsors you want to thank for making this happen for you?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to JD Designs for painting all of our cars. My uncle, Mitch Haver, and Solo Racing, that's his company. And then definitely Tyler Fody and Caleb and Frank.
All right, congratulations on the runner-up finish tonight, Dylan, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Lucas Oil Raceway Park.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Well, Will, that is Dylan Avier, our runner-up. And finally, standing by with you, the man of the hour, the pink-haired warrior, Leighton Norgard.
Leighton Norgard, race winner, you got a copy of that, my friend?
Hello, Billiam.
Well, obviously, Billiam, obviously, you definitely kind of found some good fortune there with the unfortunate connection issues that Chase Cabre had. But once you got in that lead, how did you kind of manage to compose yourself and manage to stay in the lead with obviously some big pressure from Dylan behind you?
Yeah, first off, obviously this was 100% Chase's race to win, or his race to lose, rather. He was definitely the class of the field, but after he dropped and I was in the lead, all I was trying to do was just stay calm and not make any mistakes, which I was not entirely successful at, but the way I was driving, I think, was conserving my tires a bit better than Dylan. So I was able to maintain my pace a bit better. And ultimately, that's what it came down to, I think.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a good points day for you. You sat P4 in points, I believe, before the green flag dropped. Obviously, it's been nearly a year. March 19th, 2023 was your last win, your first win in the league, obviously in the truck series. You've got your first ARCA win now. Having it been nearly a year since you last won a race in the league, how good is it? How good does that feel to kind of get that monkey off your back, as it were?
Pretty good. I mean, it is just ARCA. We don't have the top guys from the other series in here, but there's still definitely some strong drivers that we're up against. It's definitely taken long enough for me to get my first ARCA win, but I finally got it. Hopefully I can add on to it the rest of the season and chase down that championship.
Absolutely. Well, final question. Obviously, any sponsors you want to thank, any shouts you want to give for getting you that race win tonight?
Shout out to all my guys at Abbott. Corey was here tonight. Had some unfortunate luck a couple of times, but still pulled out a top 10, so that's not awful. Andrew, Sean, Brent. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. Of course, you and Robert as well.
He just said he's muted, but he just said to me, he forgot us. Yeah, Robert's sad about being forgotten. But anyway,
Thanks for remembering us,
congratulations on the
Leighton.
win there. There we go, we got our recognition. Yeah, no, congratulations on the win again, Leighton.
Yeah, it feels good. Looking forward to the next.
That was the Leighton Norgard, your winner here tonight, Will. And finally, some final thoughts from you before we head out of here for the final time tonight.
Yeah, obviously it was a wild race, not quite the kind of spread out affair that we expect from some road courses. There was a lot of tight racing at the front, at the midfield, even at the back of the pack. There was some great battling. Obviously there'll be a big shift in points. We saw some misfortune for Corey Abbott, who was our points leader. Jeff Green obviously just edging him out for 9th place. Leighton Norgard gets his first win in nearly a year. That's a big story. Dylan Javier with his first podium in the ARCA series. Justin Wadsworth with another solid performance. Ray Bracey on a return to the series finishes 4th. It's a load of stories all around. It just kind of adds to what has been an amazing ARCA season so far.
Absolutely. Gotta say, thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight. It was fantastic to have all 120 of you with us here tonight. And be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. We're inching up to that 1,000 follower mark and definitely want to get there as soon as we can. But on behalf of William White, my name's Robert Hill Jr., and we'll see you tomorrow night for Belly Up Sports Cup Series live from Pocono. Have yourselves a good night, everybody, and thanks for joining us.